Have you ever heard the saying, "Don't write checks your body can't cash"? Well, today we're diving into a story about one of Hollywood's most notorious tough guys, Steven Seagal, and what happened when he allegedly crossed paths with a real-life fighting champion, Ronda Rousey. It's a tale of ego, reputation, and a whole lot of speculation about who would really win in a fight. Let's set the stage. On one side, we have Steven Seagal. In the late 80s and 90s, he was an absolute action movie icon. Films like Above the Law and Under Siege made him a household name. His signature style? Aikido. Lots of wrist locks, joint manipulation, and that iconic, unflappable demeanor as he effortlessly dispatched dozens of bad guys. He wasn't just an actor playing a part. Seagal held a 7th Dan black belt in Aikido and was one of the first Westerners to operate an Aikido dojo in Japan. To his fans, he was the real deal. On the other side, we have Ronda Rousey. Before she became a WWE superstar and actress, Ronda was a force of nature in the world of mixed martial arts. She was a pioneer, the first ever UFC women's bantamweight champion, and she defended her title 6 times, most of them in under a minute. Her weapon of choice? A devastating armbar, honed by years of elite-level judo that earned her an Olympic bronze medal. When Ronda stepped into the octagon, you knew someone was about to tap out, and fast. So, we have the stoic Aikido master and the explosive judo and MMA champion. Their worlds were destined to collide, but not in the way you might think. The story goes that Seagal, who has a reputation for some, let's say, bold claims about his fighting abilities, made some less than flattering comments about Ronda. He allegedly dismissed her as just a TV fighter, implying that her skills were more for show than for a real, no-holds-barred confrontation. Now, calling Ronda Rousey, a woman who built a career on breaking arms and winning world championships, a TV fighter is a pretty audacious statement. It's like calling a lion just a house cat. Naturally, this didn't sit well with the MMA community or with Ronda's camp. The question on everyone's mind was simple. Could a 60-something Steven Seagal actually back up that kind of talk against a prime Ronda Rousey? This is where the story gets legendary. According to MMA veteran and former fighter, Judo Gene LeBell, a true legend in his own right, Ronda heard about Seagal's comments. LeBell, who knew both of them, supposedly arranged a little meeting. The details are part of martial arts folklore, but the most popular version of the tale claims that when Seagal and Rousey were in the same room, Ronda decided to test his Aikido skills. She allegedly grabbed him, and before Seagal could execute one of his famous wrist locks, he found himself in a predicament he couldn't get out of. The story ends with Seagal, well, having a very unfortunate and embarrassing accident in his pants. Now let's be clear. This story is an unconfirmed legend, mostly told by Gene LeBell, who was known for his colorful personality and love of a good story. Steven Seagal has never confirmed this, and Ronda has been coy about it. But whether it happened exactly like that or not, the tale perfectly captures the clash of two different worlds, the Hollywood action hero versus the modern competitive fighter. So, let's break it down seriously for a moment. Who would actually win? Seagal, in his prime, was a legitimate and skilled Aikido practitioner. Aikido is a defensive art, focused on redirecting an opponent's momentum, using joint locks and throws. It's beautiful and effective in certain situations, particularly against an untrained attacker who lunges forward. Seagal's size and training would make him dangerous to the average person. But Ronda Rousey is not the average person. She's an Olympic-level judoka and a world champion MMA fighter. Her entire career was built on closing the distance, getting a grip on her opponent, and using leverage and technique to throw them to the ground. This is called the clinch, and it's the absolute worst-case scenario for a style like Aikido, which needs space to operate effectively. Think about it this way. Aikido techniques often rely on grabbing the wrist. Ronda's entire game plan would be to bypass the hands and grab Seagal's body. Once she established a judo grip on his jacket, or even just his torso, it's a completely different ball game. The size difference wouldn't matter as much. Judo is the art of the gentle way, designed for a smaller person to defeat a larger one. Her speed, explosive power, and years of competing against the best fighters in the world would give her a massive advantage. Once on the ground, it's game over. Ronda's ground game was second to none in her division. Her transition to the armbar was legendary. Seagal's style doesn't have a strong emphasis on ground fighting, or what we call grappling. He wouldn't have an answer for her submissions. In a real, all-out fight, the odds would be overwhelmingly in Ronda's favor. It would likely be very, very quick. The legend of Seagal's accident persists because it represents a bigger truth in the martial arts world. The gap between a traditional martial artist, even a very skilled one, and a modern, pressure-tested mixed martial artist is immense. MMA fighters train in every phase of combat, striking, wrestling, and submissions, and they test their skills against other highly trained, resisting opponents. It's a world away from choreographed movie fights, or even traditional dojo training. So, what's the takeaway from this epic tale? First, respect the skills of competitive athletes. Ronda Rousey earned her reputation through sweat, sacrifice, and victory. Second, be careful about underestimating people, especially when your own reputation is built more on image than on recent verifiable results. Whether Steven Seagal truly regretted his words in a moment of panic, or if it's all just a fantastic story, it serves as a powerful reminder. In the world of fighting, talk is cheap. It is what you can do when the bell rings, or when a judo champion grabs you, that really counts. The legend of Seagal and Rousey will live on as a classic martial arts cautionary tale about ego and the harsh reality of a real fight. Thank you so much for watching and exploring this piece of fight world folklore with me. What do you think? Do you believe the legend? And who would you have put your money on? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the world of martial arts and beyond. We'll see you in the next one.